A resurfaced video of Donald Trump not only praising the Heritage Foundation, but admitting that the Heritage Foundation is crafting the policy for his potential second term is going viral all over the internet only a few days after Donald Trump sent out this Truth Social post. He said, "I know nothing about Project 2025. I have not seen it, have no idea who is in charge of it, and unlike our very well-received Republican platform, had nothing to do with it. The radical left Democrats are having a field day, however, trying to hook me into whatever policies are stated or said. It is pure disinformation on their part. By now, after all these years, everyone knows where I stand on everything." And Trump has sent out multiple posts like that one denying any affiliation with the Heritage Foundation or with Project 2025. But these resurfaced videos paint quite a different picture. Donald Trump has multiple times not only praised the Heritage Foundation, but admitted that they are crafting the policy for a second term if he gets back into office. Donald Trump is a complete liar, and these resurfaced videos prove it. Watch the first one.
Because our country is going to hell. The critical job of institutions such as Heritage is to lay the groundwork, and Heritage does such an incredible job at that. And I'm telling you, with Kevin and the staff, and I met so many of them now, I took pictures with among the most handsome, beautiful people I've ever seen. I didn't like that picture. If you could lose that picture, please, would you, Kevin? But this is a great, no, he says I won't do that. But this is a great group, and they're going to lay the groundwork and detail plans for exactly what our movement will do and what your movement will do when the American people give us a colossal mandate to save America. And that's coming. That's coming.
And I have one more video of Donald Trump, but I made a post on my subreddit the other day titled, "Debunking Trump Has Nothing to Do with Project 2025. And I go through and I debunk this idea that Trump has never heard of the Heritage Foundation and that he would actually never enact Project 2025. I've had a bunch of MAGA trolls DMing me in my replies on Twitter saying, "Trump said he has nothing to do with this, so let's go through and debunk it." I said, "We've been talking about Project 2025 on my channel for many months now, but ever since it gained national attention and was mentioned by Trump directly, the MAGA sycophants have been relentlessly saying Trump has nothing to do with it, but this is a dangerous lie. Let's debunk the following. 1, Trump has nothing to do with the Heritage Foundation, and let's debunk 2, that Trump would actually not enact Project 2025. For some background, the Heritage Foundation is a right-wing think tank that has guided the policy of Republican presidents since Ronald Reagan. Every election cycle, they release a new mandate for leadership. This year, it's called Project 2025. First of all, the Heritage Foundation has massive overlap with the Trump campaign. We can point to the many direct connections between Trump's campaign and the Heritage Foundation. Donald Trump's current press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, was featured in a Heritage Foundation video called Project 2025 Presidential Administration Academy. Stephen Miller is in the same video. The president of the Heritage Foundation laid out the plan at a Trump rally using the name Project 2025 and said, "If President Trump is elected again, we want President Trump and his administration to take credit for Project 2025. Watch this clip.
Our Project 2025 has developed a comprehensive policy agenda, but even more importantly, recruiting people, 20,000 people to go into the next administration, hopefully to help take back this country for you and for your audiences. We want no credit. We want the American people, if President Trump is elected again, President Trump and his administration, to take credit for that, but it will also be a great sign.
There's a clip of Donald Trump reciprocating the love and praising the president of the Heritage Foundation, which he claims he's never heard of, but he has talked about Heritage by name. Of the 38 people responsible for writing Project 2025, 31 were appointed or nominated to positions in the Trump administration. That means 81% had formal roles in the Trump administration. Let's play another clip of Donald Trump talking about Heritage and saying that he will enact their policies.
But we've been good students, haven't we, all together? Haven't we been good students? But the Heritage Foundation came out with a report, and this was as of 2 months ago. We've already implemented 64% of our top agenda items, and that's at a much faster pace than even Ronald Reagan. That's pretty good, right?
But Trump has never heard of them, right? To continue down the list, Russ Vought, who wrote the Project 2025 chapter on the executive power, was a member of Trump's cabinet and is still praised by Trump at rallies. Also, Trump enacted 64% of the Heritage Foundation's policies in his first year in office, and he has gloated about that himself. The source is the Heritage Foundation's own website. There's videos of Marco Rubio saying straight up that the Heritage Foundation crafts the policy that Republicans use as a guidepost. So many Republicans have said the Heritage Foundation by name and said, we follow their plans. They make the plans, we follow them. So this idea that Donald Trump is all of a sudden going to part ways with the Heritage Foundation is totally BS. And the fact that he is gaslighting a part of the population successfully about this blows my mind, because I do have a lot of people saying, oh, Trump would never actually do that. Stop freaking out. I said, again, every Republican president since Reagan has relied heavily on the Heritage Foundation and has appointed cabinet advisors directly from the think tank. The idea that Donald Trump has never heard of them is laughable. The idea that he has no plans to enact Project 2025 despite his key allies helping them set up their boot camp is absurd. Donald Trump has had the authors of Project 2025 speak at his events and lay out the plan word for word. Please don't buy Trump's lies. Him and MAGA are obfuscating, buying time while we race towards a second Trump term. Feel free to comment more points below so I can add them. I'm certainly missing some, and that applies to this video too. Make sure you leave a like, and if I'm missing any connections, make sure you point them out. But a lot of people have been asking me, what is this boot camp that you speak of? What is this Project 2025 boot camp? And it relates directly to Project 2025's plan to appoint 50,000 loyal and vetted, trained Trump loyalists as civil servants in our government. And this boot camp is the boot camp that basically finds these people, vets these people, trains these people, uses litmus test questions like, do you think the 2020 election was rigged? And if they say, yes, it was rigged, then they are a perfect candidate. If they say, no, it wasn't rigged, and they stick to the facts, then they are immediately kicked out. So there exists this Project 2025 Presidential Administration Academy with the goal of essentially training the next generation of people to work in the government. And I don't mean generation age-wise, I mean a generation full of people who are just Trump loyalists. The plan is being spearheaded by a lot of people who work directly in the first Trump administration. As I said, Caroline Leavitt is featured in that video. Stephen Miller is featured in that video. There is an 81% overlap between people who wrote Project 2025. 81% of those people served in Trump's first administration. So they are creating this boot camp to directly funnel Trump loyalists into the government if he does get a second term. And here's Donald Trump trying to lazily distance himself from Project 2025. The GOP just released this more moderate platform to try to show, oh, we don't actually know what Project 2025 is. Meanwhile, all of Donald Trump's closest allies are working on the boot camp, the academy that is meant to go into effect on day one, the day one academy where they appoint tens of thousands of civil servants. So my fear is Donald Trump is spending this time obfuscating, wasting time, letting the clock tick down, and we're all fighting, oh, is it even real? Is it not? And by the time we reach a consensus, it might be too late. But there's a lot of things we can do. We can vote, we can mobilize, we can phone bank, we can door knock. Just go meet some Democrats in your local district and try to mobilize with them. Try to create a canvassing group. There are so many things that you can do. Either way, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like, comment a blue heart, hit that subscribe button. Most importantly, have a great day.